Great starts lead to great finishes, and great finishes can lead to more great starts. Follow these tips and techniques to start strong, finish strong, and keep your project running smoothly. Now that your drywall is installed, it's time for taping and mudding. Generally, it takes 3 coats of drywall compound before the screw holes and joints are properly filled and ready for painting. For the first coat, start with the flat joints. Apply an even, thin coat of drywall compound the length of the joint using a 5-inch wide finishing knife. Next, center and lightly press the paper tape into the wet drywall compound with your fingers. Starting near the center of the joint, at a 45-degree angle, draw your finishing knife firmly along the joint in both directions to tightly embed the tape and remove excess compound. Now apply a thin coat of compound over the complete length of the joint tape. This reduces edge wrinkling or curling and makes the tape easier to conceal when you apply the second and third coats. For inside corners, use a 5-inch finishing knife to apply compound on both sides of the inside corner, going slightly wider than the drywall tape. Fold the tape in half and then lightly press the tape into position and remove the excess compound. At this stage, do not apply any compound over the paper, just let it dry. To fill in screw holes, hold your 5-inch finishing knife almost flush with the drywall panel and draw the drywall compound across the screw hole. Then raise your finishing knife to a more upright position and scrape off any excess compound with a second pass. When you're done, the drywall compound should be level with the panel surface. For outside corners, use enough compound to fill approximately 2 feet of bead with each pass. Apply drywall compound to the corner bead one side at a time with a 5-inch finishing knife. To level the compound, let one edge of your finishing knife ride on the nose of the bead and the other on the panel surface, holding the finishing knife at a 45-degree angle. After at least 24 hours, the taping coat should be dry. Place the back of your hand on both the compound and the adjacent wall. If the compound feels moist and/or cooler than the wall, then the compound has not yet thoroughly dried. Once dry, you are ready to scrape off or lightly sand away any bumps, ridges, or imperfections. Then apply drywall compound to the flat joints using an 8-inch finishing knife. Apply a second coat over screw holes following the same procedure you used with the first coat. For inside corners, using a 5-inch knife, apply the second coat of compound to the tape on just one side of the corner. Feather out the compound beyond the edge of the first coat. Allow this side to dry before applying a second coat to the other side. That's all you'll need to do. Inside corners don't require a third coat. To apply a second coat of compound to the outside corners, use an 8-inch finishing knife. Feather the compound out beyond the edge of the first coat. When the second coat of compound on your flat joints is dry, once again lightly sand away any imperfections and then apply a thin finishing coat of drywall compound using a 10-inch finishing knife. Feather the compound so it extends at least 2 inches beyond the edge of the second coat. For screw holes, use a 5-inch finishing knife for applying the thin finishing coat. Once the second coat of compound is dried, apply the finishing coat of drywall compound to your outside corners using a 10-inch finishing knife. Feather the compound slightly beyond the edge of the second coat. After the finishing coat of compound is thoroughly dried, lightly sand away any imperfections in the joints, screw holes, and corners. When done sanding, use a damp sponge to remove the dust. Now your walls and ceiling are all set for priming and painting.